hurry. Are you ready? I don't know if I pressed record. 1 second.
Oh, no. Yeah, you did.
I don't notice recording.
Okay, hurry. 5, 4, 3.
We're live in 5, 4.
Hi, and welcome to the Elias and Elias Show. Wake up, it's the Elias Show. Wake up, it's the Elias Show. Wake up, it's the Elias and Elias Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Elias and Elias Show. Hi, how are you doing, Elias?
It's been so long. How are you? How was your weekend?
Good, but let me first say welcome, everyone, to the first episode of the Elias and Elias Show. Yeah, this is the first ever episode of the Elias and Elias Show, and I'm just so happy to be doing it with my
Yeah,
Elias.
I mean, the idea, just of the talk show and, really giving the people the truth and no lies, no masks, no filter, just the real, raw, funny, creative truth that we will be delivering to you. So, how was your weekend? First start of how was your weekend?
Well, do you want to know?
Yes.
Well, I went to the farm.
Oh, the farm, it's so...
Farm, you would think that it was nice.
Oh, you didn't have a good time?
Well, I mean, first of all, we get there, right? We didn't find our way. It took an hour to find the farm. Went around town, Milton. It was crazy. All the cars. We couldn't get there. There was traffic. The GPS took us to the wrong place.
GPS, I've had the same problem with GPS.
And then when we get to the farm, we're hungry, right? Because we haven't eaten.
Yeah.
So we sit down, have a good time, everybody have a good time, and I go to get the corn. There's fresh corn.
Corn on the cob is the best with the farm.
So I go to get the corn, right? And this guy, he tells me, I'm like, how much is your corn? No answer. I'm like,
who's working the cash? Was it the teenager?
no, it's just he's with his buddy in the back and not even caring. So I'm like, how much is your corn? And he's like, $2. And I'm like, okay. So then he tells me what to put on your corn. You could put salt, pepper.
Okay. Yeah.
It's normal. I'm thinking that they have I'm thinking that they have Parmesan cheese.
Cherry!
I'm thinking that they have Parmesan cheese, right? No. They have butter water.
What is that?
Butter water.
What's butter water? Please do tell everybody, what is butter water? What is butter water?
So this farm thinks that you can add water to everything. Okay. So, yeah, they add their water to their butter. Not just butter, like butter in a pot, you dip your corn, you run away. No, they choose to add a whole steaming pot of hot boiling water to butter.
So what did it taste like? Doesn't that narrow down?
Yeah, it wasn't even butter, sweetie. It was like Murky Lake water. So I dip it in the butter water. I taste it. It just tastes like water. Then I go put some salt and pepper. The salt and pepper, the little holes in the salt and pepper are huge. So all the pepper is black corn, basically. It's not even yellow corn anymore. Yeah. And yeah, so it was crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the farm.
Where did you exactly go to?
It was this farm in my town. I don't actually know the name of it, but it was not.
Because I've had this experience, and I think a farm I know. I went to go wash my hands, and you know the little soap dispenser? Yeah, it didn't come out, so you had to open up the lid, dip your hand in, and it wasn't soap. It was soap with water. So
they add water to everything.
I think I know the same farm you're talking about.
Yeah, so I went to go wash my hands. That happened to me. I went to go wash my hands. I went to the sink. There's food in the sink. Hot dog buns. Right? There's leaves everywhere. So I turn on the water explodes everywhere. I'm like, whoa, gosh, it doesn't have a water park. And then I go to the soap and I open it. I go to pump the little soap. Nothing comes out. I'm like, okay, should I ask? So then I lift up the top and I have to dig my hand in to get soap. And it's not soap, it's soap water. And it's not soap. It's soap water.
And it's not soap. It's soap water.
Okay.
And you know what? They don't allow pets. I mean, they do. They allow pets on the property of the farm, but they don't allow them in the market or the fields. So basically, you can just walk in the little entrance with you.
Yeah. And then after the soap, when I went to go wash my hands, the paper towel.
It's in a roll, and it's all wet, drenched again.
So what is the point of drying your hands if you're going to be drying your hands with a wet towel?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so,
also,
yeah.
Just the whole thing. I went there a couple of years ago, and I returned, I think last week or 2 weeks before that, and same old. There was the same old, no grass, hot dog buns, and jelly sandwiches all on the floor. The hill that had the benches that were on a slant. So basically, if you're sitting, you have the chance of tipping over, which I don't think is very safe, especially for toddlers who, they just go everywhere. They start walking on the benches, they can fall over. And, the dogs, they start to pick up the dry hot dog buns that are on the floor. And also, they sell hot dogs there. And, us, we are vegetarians. So when I went, I was like, I'm not sure you're veggie dogs. He said, he didn't even know the price of them. He just stared at me. So I was like, okay. I asked him, well, what are your veggie dogs made out of? And he's like, well, soy paste? I'm like, paste? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you mean base? And he's like, no, paste. I mean base. I'm like, okay, bye. And
so
the hayride,
I know the farm. It's you gotta be careful with which farm you pick.
Yeah.
Because these farms, I mean, like the most annoying. The reason why it was so awkward is because you see everybody from your past.
Yeah.
All your friends. You're walking around in the farm because it's the town, right? So you're like, oh, I didn't mean to bump into you. Old family members, old friends, and you're like, whoa.
Old neighbors.
Yeah, and it was just no napkins there, the soap in the bucket, the butter water. I mean, it's like catch your corn. Catch your own corn.
Yeah.
Basically, the farm was very interesting. It was an awkward experience, and probably that will be a mark for the history.
Well, yeah,
butter
because
water.
you're so right. You have to be careful with which farm you pick.
So, after all that, let's get on into the hot topics. Okay, so, topic number 1.
This is a big one. All people take a seat, take a seat.
It's gonna be wild.
People take a seat, take a seat. It's gonna be
No, I'm serious. Take a seat. Stay in your seats, young lady.
Yeah, the audience is going crazy. The
It's
laptop.
an
Elias Show.
They're all screaming the Elias
Elias Show.
Okay, so the first topic is the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. So you guys have seen this going around YouTube. It's been viral. Everybody dumping ice bucket waters on their head for charity, right? To treat this dis-ease that, let me read you basically what the ALS is. ALS, aka Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neuromuscular disease in which the nerve cells die and leave voluntary muscles paralyzed. And when you dump the water on your head, it's supposed to freeze your muscles and give you the feeling of someone being paralyzed. So basically this disease is where your nerve cells die and it leaves you paralyzed. But there is a treatment. And the treatment that they give you is medicine. And that actually the side effects of this medicine is approved by the FDA, but the side effects are lung, it actually makes your lungs malfunction.
But isn't your lungs the part that
Yeah.
air?
It actually gives you nausea, sickness, weakness.
And also, you know what I realized that I did some research, and whenever someone has cancer, no matter what kind of cancer it is, brain cancer, lung cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, heart disease, anything that has to do with cancer, I'm sure even it applies to other diseases. And what I realized is that the people do not die from the cancer.
No.
They die from the medication that is supposed to treat the cancer.
Yeah.
But really, you have the power to treat yourself because your body will always show you what your soul is trying to say.
That is a quote by Margie Canales. Margie Canales is not here with us today, but she will definitely be in an upcoming episode.
Yeah, she will definitely be a guest.
Yeah,
so
because we need to get her on the show.
Yeah.
We're still trying to get her on, actually.
Yeah.
And so basically, the treatments, the truth about this disease, the Ice Bucket Challenge, whoever did it, you are mainstream. Okay?
Mainstream.
You follow the crowd. The Ice Bucket Challenge is a stupid viral scheme, if you want to say, because the ALS corporation, the one that treats and finds the research and everything, all your money that you are donating, some people donate $1,000,
I know.
$5,000. I've heard someone donate $10,000.
Some people, you don't have to give too much. Some people donate $50, $100.
And the money that they actually, Pamela Anderson, she
Love her.
she refused the challenge. Someone nominated her, and she refused the challenge because the ALS, the money that they receive from the Ice Bucket Challenge, it goes towards animal testing.
Yes.
Yeah,
injecting.
animal testing. So if you see on my computer, I actually have the article that she wrote, and it actually says that in recent experiments funded by the ALS Association, mice had holes drilled into their skulls while inflicted with crippling illnesses and were forced to run on inclined treadmills until they collapsed from exhaustion.
That is terrible. I mean, little tiny rats, little tiny mice.
And another one, monkeys had chemicals injected into their brains and backs and were later killed and dissected. So they make them and then they dissect them. But actually, people don't know that animals' bodies react differently to the medications and the diseases.
Yeah, so when they
So when they inject them in something, animals have different bodies than humans. So if you're testing an animal to give you the results of a human, that's not going to work.
and why would you affect an animal? They don't need these things. If you're going to give it to a human, test it on a human. And you know also what I think is that the reason why the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge is still going, it's been a month now, I'm guessing, assuming, that it's because if I were to do it, I were to nominate someone else, and they're like, oh, they nominated me, I guess I have to do it. They nominate someone else, because it's just a big cycle. You know, people nominate other people, those people nominate other people, and you can nominate more than one person. So you can nominate 5 people, so that's 5 other people doing it. And then they nominate more people, and it's just a big cycle. And I honestly do not know how long this is going to go on for, but it definitely has to stop because, I mean, if you see anybody on YouTube who has done it, they say after that they have headaches and that they feel so sick because you're basically dumping ice bucket water on your head to prove a point that makes 0 sense, and that actually is affecting a lot of animals.
Yeah, and it also says that 92 out of 100 medications that pass animal testing fail during the human trial phase. So 92 out of 100 that are tested on animals, when they put them on humans, 92 of them fail.
That's shocking.
Which means that there's no point to test on animals because it's 1, cruel, and 2, their bodies are different than humans, which means that the effects that it will have on a monkey or a mouse will be different than the effect on a human.
So basically, you're just hurting more lives.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh,
So there's no
it didn't
point.
work on the animals. How about
Yeah.
It's horrible.
There's just no point. So basically, the treatments that are natural is that you can heal yourself. So if you have it, there could be an underlying reason why you have gotten it. Now, when you get this disease, you're paralyzed, which means that your body could paralyze because maybe your soul wanted to express something.
Yes.
So maybe your soul wanted to dance, maybe your soul wanted to play the guitar, play the piano, something to do with your body, and you weren't honoring that, so your body froze and was like, we're paralyzed.
Definitely, because you're just repressing it, and this blows my mind because just what they're doing to little animals and monkeys, and like testing makeup on animals.
But that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, just this ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, when I saw it, I was like, oh, why are people doing this? And then I researched it, and I found out that just but the whole disease is. And yes, and also Chris Carr is definitely a person to she proves that you can heal yourself. She has been living with cancer, stage 4 cancer, for about 10 years now, and her doctors told her that she would have a certain amount of time to live, and she has proven them wrong.
So basically what I was going to say also is another treatment that you could do is when you actually have cancer, this plant is illegal. You know the plant, the cannabis plant?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it is actually illegal, but it actually treats cancer. But with the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, you can also use that as a cure. People, the FDA and the government and the health corporations and the pharmaceutical companies, they ban it and they make it illegal because they do know that it does treat illnesses.
It's a threat, basically.
Yeah, so if they make it legal, they will lose money on their medications.
Yes.
So basically that is a big cure, and it's illegal right now, but it's not, because that is the cure. There's all these research, find the cure for ALS, find the cure for cancer, run for the cure, help us find the research.
Well,
help us. Will there be a cure? Will there ever be a cure? There is a cure. And
cure is you.
Yeah, the cure is you, and also the cannabis plant will help you. So, you know what? Get yourself some of it, because even though it's illegal, it will help you.
And also, a lot of people, they just think to do it for fun. You can, but
it does help illnesses.
Yeah, it not only helps treat an illness, but it also prevents an illness.
Yeah, it actually prevents. It helps your body a lot, and it's just a very good method to try. So basically that was our view on the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Well, actually, Pamela Anderson says she nominates ALS to stop testing on animals.
Hot topic number 2 is the truth about the World Cup. No, this happened
July.
July.
Around
Make a
July.
rap song about July.
June to July, around there.
Yeah, and the World Cup, actually, we need to tell you the truth. So you watch it, if you're with your boys, drunk with the boys, if you're with your beer and your hot chicken wings, sitting by the TV cheering on all your favorite teams, well, you know what, sweetie? We got the truth for you.
On the news, they're like, who's watching the World Cup on the news? They're like, we're with Adam, Amanda, and today we're going to be talking about the World Cup. And they just say
the good stuff. They're just like, go Brazil, go Brazil. You know what, sweetie? You got the truth for you. On the news, they're like, who's watching the World Cup on the news? They're like, we're with Adam, Amanda, and today we're talking about the World Cup. And they just say the good stuff. They're just like, go Brazil, go Brazil.
they're like Brazil versus Germany today, all these teams, but they never really show how the World Cup becomes, how they set up the setting, what actually becomes the World Cup.
And I will tell you that we need to tell you today the truth and the lies behind the World Cup. Okay? So let's get started. So basically we'll talk about how it is before the actual World Cup starts. Let's talk about the preparation for it. Okay? Preparation for
the World Cup.
Let's go. So topic number 1. In Fortaleza, Brazil. Brazil. In Brazil, street children, so the children that are on the street and that do not have orphans, were actually being killed to clean up cities and make a good impression for the World Cup.
So impression, people think.
So basically, when tourists comes to Brazil and they want to watch the World Cup live, they go and they kill street children at night when they're sleeping on the streets. They actually kill them because they're an insult. Basically, they're in the way. Because the World Cup thinks, oh, there's street children everywhere, but we're trying to run the World Cup, so it needs to look clean and tidy. So then when tourists
So
come,
let's make way for the World Cup.
yeah, so then when tourists come, they're not like, oh, who are those children on the street? It needs to be nice paved, nice with flowers everywhere, nothing on the roads.
Same with the Olympics, slaughtering animals.
Yeah, they slaughtered dogs. The dogs that were actually running in the dog sleds, like the ones that run in the snow, they actually killed them. And the people that were living in Russia on the streets and that were very poor, they took them all out of their houses, and then they separated them, they killed some of them. And it's just a disgrace.
Same with the World Cup. We actually saw this video on Facebook, and policemen with guns fleeing all the people. I mean, Brazil is already such a poor country. You know, financially, all the people, they're really suffering on the streets. I mean, they can be happy. We obviously don't know, but definitely suffering physically. And just seeing that video with them saying, "You better leave your house, or we will shoot you." Burning down neighborhoods, bombing neighborhoods to make room for a parking lot.
Yeah, and it actually here says that the government was actually taking money out of education. Well, we don't support the school system, but in some countries that are poor, the education is pretty much all they have.
Yeah, because
to get a better future. So actually, government was taking money out of education and health budget to fund for the World Cup. So they take money out of schools and health corporations and stuff to fund for the World Cup. So they take money out of the good to make room for the bad.
And you know what? It only lasts such a short amount of time. And then what happens after the World Cup?
Well, with the World Cup, I mean, I could talk about this topic forever. It could be a whole episode. But basically, with people with their flags, cheering on countries, fighting against each other. People think that the World Cup, countries come together and we celebrate and we play soccer together.
No.
And then, no.
That is not the case.
That's not the World Cup. Countries come together, they fight against each other in the World Cup to get a trophy. And this trophy is supposed to give you this glory that you're the best in the world, and validation that you're the best in the world.
And
right?
also, meanwhile, there's going to be another year, another team, whole fresh start. And you know what? It's not like the World Cup will be there forever. It's not like the stadium will be there forever. It's only for like 2 months. And then what happens to the people's houses?
And the World Cup, the countries that are in there, you never see India in the World Cup, China in the World Cup, Canada in the World Cup, because all the countries that are there pay to get in there. They bribe and they pay and they're like, hey, sneak me in, let's go here. That's why you see the countries that the viewers want to see, that's what they show on TV. So it's all about bribing and it's all fake and money and everything. So
and
that's why.
Me because, like, if your basic needs are not met, money can't, anything after your basic needs, money can't buy. You know, shelter, food, water, all the things that you really need to survive, that's the only thing that money can buy. And after that, it's just really materials. And I saw this picture, another picture on Facebook about the World Cup, and it was basically saying that a family, their problems are, we don't have a home, where's our next meal going to come from? And it's really sad because in a developed country like Canada, where we live, our problems are basically, when time are we going to go eat dinner? Oh yeah, do you want to make reservations? Oh, I'm busy. Like, our schedules are full.
What I was going to say is that, I mean, with the World Cup, people think that we're always against each other and that we're fighting, but really we're all one. And the World Cup proves that we're separate. The biggest illusion in the world is the illusion of separation.
Definitely.
And people think that we're separate, but we're all the same. I mean, we all want love. We all
bleed the same red.
Yeah, we all bleed the same red, and no border or flag can divide us. So it's just very important that we know that we are not separate. We're all connected. So by doing the World Cup, participating, whether you're watching, you're playing in it, you're supporting, you're funding it, whatever, you have contributed to this catastrophe and this tragedy of, because people just see what's going on in the TV, they just see the soccer players playing, but really they don't know what actually happened for that to be televised. What they don't show, people dying, animals getting slaughtered, people getting bombed out of their homes, because why would they show that? That would make them look bad. So they just show the happy parts, people cheering, everybody singing and everything.
Their flags and everything. And and our soul knows, like you were saying that no flag and no dividers can separate us. our soul knows that. Our soul knows that we're not separate. I mean, if you look at Earth from space, there is not, the Earth is not floating, pieces of Earth floating around. Earth is one. Earth is a circle. Earth is whole. And, but our mind has definitely tricked us into thinking that, you know, I'm Indian, you're Chinese, and I'm Canadian. You know, so we have somehow come to this state of mind where, you know, children are being killed, animals are being killed, and we're cheering on for people who, sweaty men, who are kicking around a ball.
Because they have none.
The end!
But the last point that we want to make about the World Cup is basically, I was actually checking about this blog post. It's on the website called The World Post, and I think it has a partnership of the Huffington Post. And it was just the truth and lies about the World Cup. And he actually writes in this article that people keep asking the Brazilians in Brazil, why are you so angry? Why are you still so angry? The World Cup is hosted in your place. Shouldn't you be so happy?
Shouldn't you be so proud?
Yeah. They are angry. And the reason behind this is because the Brazilians are actually angry and upset, and they're not happy with the way that the FIFA World Cup was set up and how the people in their country were being treated. And it says here that the Brazilians you know how it says that it was hosted in Brazil, everybody's together? No, the Brazilians had nothing to do with the World Cup. They weren't even invited to the actual World Cup.
But it's them. So that was their country.
Yeah, they had nothing to do with it, and that's why Brazilians were actually protesting on the streets, because the way that they organized the World Cup and the way that they put it together was not humane, and it was not fair to the citizens and the people living there. People think that we can divide countries and divide places and say that land is your land, this land is my land, and that's how wars break out, fighting about which land belongs to whom. So
yeah, we think that the land belongs to us. No, we belong to the land,
and that's how it should be. So I think that was all that we need to cover on the World Cup and the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Those were the hot topics of today. It was a great show.
I'm so excited.
Did you have to say anything, Elias?
No, I can just say that I'm just so grateful that we and just so excited, so happy for what the Elias and Elias Show has to bring for this world.
We actually have a lot of upcoming episodes that have a lot of fun stuff coming up. So stay tuned if you would like.
Anything from school to helping kids, and also we have hot topics ready. But if you have ever experienced anything, make sure to leave it in a comment down below telling us would you have you noticed anything in the world that you would like us to talk about, because we'd be more than happy to discuss.
If there's a problem that if you would like to voice your opinion, if you're struggling with something, we will take problems from you. So if you are struggling with something in your own life, leave it in the comments down below, and we will answer it in the next video. And we will definitely have Q&As and school rants and everything. And there will be more hot topics coming up and lots of new fun stuff planned on the Elias and Elias Show. So stay tuned and subscribe if you feel the calling. If you feel like this really resonates with this show, if it really resonates with you, and you feel like
this could help you.
This could help you. So stay tuned for more episodes of the Elias and Elias Show. New episodes every Monday.
And don't follow us.
Follow yourself. Remember that. We are not a leader. It's just someone that inspires you to follow yourself. So we're just here to inspire you to follow yourself. So no need to follow us. Just follow yourself. So thank you so much for watching the Elias and Elias Show, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. See you next Monday for more Elias and Elias Show.
Wake up, it's the Elias Show. Wake up, it's the Elias Show. Wake up, it's the Elias and Elias Show.